film suffered from a lack of decent acting, a lack of decent writing, and a lack of respect for people's intelligence. Hello everyone, welcome to In the Armchair. Today we're going to be talking about the Netflix film End of the Road. This was definitely not the movie I thought it was going to be, just based on the cast. We've got Luda, or Chris Bridges as he likes to be known by, who thinks he's funny in Fast and Furious, but he's actually not. And then we've got Queen Latifah, who at one point in time was a decent actress, but as of recent, I'm questioning whether she still has the passion anymore. This further added to that. And because I don't watch trailers, just going based off those actors, I figured it would be some sort of comedy road trip. But based on the first couple of scenes, I realized it's not going to be that, and I was actually quite intrigued. I'm going to read the film synopsis directly from IMDb. In this high-octane action thriller, a cross-country road trip becomes a highway to hell for Brenda and her family. Alone in a New Mexico desert, they have to fight for their lives when they become the targets of a mysterious killer. Now that synopsis is direct from IMDb. My synopsis would be, don't waste your time. I normally take notes when I'm watching movies these days, and when I go back to the notes and analyze, I always try to look for the good elements of the film. But here, once again, there was nothing. The film was an absolute mess. It was all over the place. Let's start with the acting. Luda can't act. Queen Latifah can't act. The kids in this movie can't act. At the very least, even if there's a bad script or plot to blame for a film being so bad, you can normally find one decent performance. Here, everybody was terrible across the board. I can't take Ludacris seriously. He tries to be funny with these one-liners, but he's just not funny to me. When he tries to give a more serious acting performance, I can't take him seriously. He's just not convincing. I don't believe the character he's playing. The kids didn't really have much to do, but when it did come to some emotional scenes, I was looking thinking, no, I'm not buying this at all. Queen Latifah, I just don't know what to say. Outside of their poor acting, the script did not help them in the least. What was this film actually about? I just don't understand the message of this. It was a complete mess. On one hand, you've got a message about racism. This was particularly focused on the southern states of America. I've said it before, I don't need to keep seeing black movies all about racism. But anyway, that's a topic for another time. Right here, we've got gun-toting rednecks who just seem to be pissed about everything black. They want to kill all black people just because. I'm not saying these type of people don't exist. I'm not saying this type of town doesn't exist. But it was the execution of these characters that wound me up. They're entirely one-dimensional. You've got these guys that are so pissed about getting a middle finger from a black girl that they try to ram their truck off the road. By the way, I'm not spoiling anything. This is all in the trailer. But then they're happy to have a conversation with them a few minutes later. That scene, if you have watched the film, is absurd. I can't even go into it without spoilers, but no, I can't see how that would happen. The director was obviously trying to bring out the emotions of what it's like to be black, but it didn't connect. Side note, if you want to see a scene involving a group of people in a car being terrorized by another crazy set of people, Nocturnal Animals is the film to watch. It's done perfectly. That's how you do it. And then you've got this group of neo-Nazis who she just happens to bump into. There's so many coincidences in this film, it's ridiculous. Like, what is the message here? What emotion are you trying to pull on? The absurdity of how everything unravels just leaves no credibility. And the scene I just mentioned with the neo-Nazis is where this film completely lost me. It turned into a parody of itself. It turned into a comedy. Yeah, Queen Latifah take on a group of about 10 of them by herself in a desert when she suddenly turned into John Wick. He actually even had like a bullet time moment in it. Like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Where the hell did that come from? It was just weird. Netflix are really starting to push my buttons with everything that they're releasing. So they just want us to dumb ourselves down completely. Like one of the last films I reviewed, I Came By. It was a similar story. The pacing and tone of this entire movie was just confusing. The director didn't know what sort of film she wanted to make. And that's the heart of the problem. It shifted from a serious message to comedy to action to thriller within one scene, and it just felt disjointed. The decision making from all of the characters involved was illogical. These characters are going through these towns. Queen Latifah knows what time it is but still decides to stop. She still decides to let her 10-year-old son, or however old he was, go to the toilet far away from her by herself. Like, really? Is this what we're doing now? Why would you let your little boy go to the toilet by himself in any situation, let alone when you know you're in a town where everyone's racist? As much as the film tried to show how racist these people are down south, it also showed how stupid this family is. Once again, a lack of emotion. The film made references to the kid's dad, and you learn throughout the film why they're broke, why they've got no money, which was admirable. But at no moment did I ever truly feel connected to their plight. Just felt like words with nothing else conveyed. Was Queen Latifah having dreads and wearing an African style top meant to make her feel more black to me? Ridiculous. The film suffered from a lack of decent acting, a lack of decent writing, and a lack of respect for people's intelligence. It was awful. 1 star. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.